What is up, everyone? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are in a Heroic Nighthold group again, just because we didn't get enough last week. So we'll see how this week goes. Hopefully it goes a lot better. We'll go ahead and start running on over. What's up, Jad? Welcome to the live stream. But yeah, we are already in a group. I mean, we still need a few more DPS, but it's a lot easier to find DPS than anyone else. We're 244 right now. Eduardo, patch 7.2 doesn't have an official release date. I think it's going to launch in about a month and a half. If you were to ask me, I would say either the first or second week of May, but it might launch next month. I mean, it might launch as early as next month, but no release date yet. Is it because we got that one pre-quest yesterday? That one nice pre-quest of sending our followers out? That got me all riled up too. Oh wait, this group already fell apart. The leader left. Let's see. Let's try to find. Let's start with Gul'dan. Oh, in 2 or 3 weeks. I didn't know it already had a release date, Max. By the way, what up, Max? So let's try to go for Gul'dan. If not, we'll go for Spellblade. I looked a little bit at the new legendary changes, but I haven't actually taken a very in-depth look at it. It's with the new throughput stuff, right? I haven't actually looked too much into it. Alright, we just jumped in. Let's clear some trash, work our way to Spellblade. I see. Yeah, Season 3 isn't in there. Makes sense. Yeah, some legendaries are getting extra effects and some are getting extra stats, right? Oh wow. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to take a look at that. I mean, unfortunately, I only have my 2 legendaries, but hopefully we can get something else before that drops. Not a big deal, Tyler. You do what you gotta do. Thank you for hopping in anyway. Yeah, don't worry about it, Tyler. I get it. Alright, I think we can start clearing. Should be enough people to start clearing. By the way, if you guys haven't jumped into Mythic Pluses this week, the affixes are easy to do. So I do suggest jumping into pushing your higher level Mythic Pluses this week. Last week was not very good with bolstering Skittish. I forget what the third one was, but this week is relatively easy. My eye level now is 896, actually. Getting up there. Almost breaking that 900. Oh, the stuns! Starting already with this. it gets difficult to get up there, and then now especially that we want Nighthold gear instead of Mythic Plus gear, it's even harder to get an upgrade from like your weekly loot chest or from a Mythic Plus. It's getting more difficult. All right, later, Tyler. Thanks for stopping by. Just getting our trash done before we get to Spellblade. We'll see how this group does with Spellblade as well. Also, if we have time today, depending on how Nighthold goes, we might jump into Mythic Pluses if you guys want to see that. Oh man. What are you guys stuck on, Max? Oh wow. Was it a mechanics issue where were stacks getting a little too high for everybody, or was it just not being able to make it? Oh, there we go. Alright, so let's clear out a little bit. Clear out a few of these mobs. And then where's the growth tender? There he is. Yeah, it's good to hear, Eduardo. I'm glad the tip's working out. Hope it makes you feel a lot less squishy, right? Having a lot more haste. Yeah. If you're running with 10, yeah, you got to be a lot more careful. I can see that. I can see that being a big issue. Alright, so we should be good to pull Spellblade. I think we're waiting on one person. Let me just food buff up. I hope you guys got your Heroes of the Storm out. I think that ended yesterday. Oh wow, Chase. At that point, I mean, you could be running Heroic now with that DPS. Clear trash. Alright, we can clear this guy too. Let's run him back. Spellblade's coming back around. Wow, yeah, those mythic Goldan shoulders look really cool. You know, I was confused the first time I saw someone with them. I was like, this is really a drop? They want to make you look like Goldan? I mean, it makes sense. You kill him, you pick up his armor. Alright. Let's get this done. One shot. Chase, you gotta get used to Chase, you gotta get used to pugging, man. It's not too bad. The large majority of the content I do is pug. Although this week I'm hoping to get to Trilliax, even though that's part of Spellblade. But that'll be a different pug, maybe after this one. Right, second Annihilate. Alright, so that means this other tank has got to go pick up the ads. So I'm just going to sit here. I mean, hopefully he goes and picks up the other ads. Oh, he's getting misdirected too. So that's good. Taking them annihilates. Alright, so always make sure you have your shield block up or Neltharian's Fury up for the annihilates. They are completely blockable, and that makes us warriors feel like gods in this encounter. Also, before I get the second annihilate, every time I demoralizing shout. So that was the second annihilate. I got my demo shout out right before, get my shield block up, make sure it's up for that. That's really what you can do to be the best warrior tank you can during this encounter. And it actually does remove a lot of that squishiness you might feel. And Demoralizing Shout has such a short cooldown, it's up every second annihilate that's going to hit you. Unless you think you might be taking 3, then you might want to wait for that. Alright, Annihilate's coming out. So I save up both my charges as an off tank, use them both right before the Annihilate hits, and that's really it. When you're the main tank, that's when I try to keep shield block up while I'm actively tanking and while Annihilate is going off as well. So in this phase, I'm not going to be the one that's main tanking it, but we should be rotating out this way We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Alright, we only got one death. It's not terrible. I mean, it's not great, but it's not terrible. Should have ran a little bit more. So now it's time to move this guy right here. Face him away from everybody, but still, or face her away from everybody, but still enough for people to cleave. Alright, I don't know where the other tank is. Hopefully he's on me. There he is, yeah. So we did get one Annihilate that went off. You did see that damage. Only one person died? I think we got the other person up that died during the Arcane, and now only one other person died during that Annihilate. Not too bad. It's not a wipe. It's not as bad as last week. Although for some reason I'm not getting any heals. Again, we demo shot right before the second Annihilate hits us. Hopefully the other tank taunts off right now so I can go pick up all of the ads. Our DPS is lacking on these ads now. Now we have like 3 people dead. Oh no! That knockback! This isn't looking pretty, but it's looking like we can still do it. Come on, knock me out. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Oh, it looks like we have some stacked up back here. That's the worst. You never want to have any stack up. That's going to be a wipe. Alright, we got that. We got that taken care of. Now it's time for Spellblade to go down. That's it. That's how you do it sloppily. Oh, that really was bad. Alright, not an upgrade, but we do have these Titan Forges already. But that was a nice one shot. I mean, it wasn't a nice one shot, but it was a one shot. Who's saying the stream quality should be available up to 720p. So I know YouTube likes to auto adjust, but you should be able to click on the settings and go to 720p if you need to. Yeah, last week was definitely rough, but it's okay. We started with a kill. That means we got more bosses down now in 20 minutes than we did all of last week. So let's start heading over to Croesus right now. That's what this group wants to do next. They want to do Croesus. Can't run away from forever, Eric. We gotta, we gotta try it. Despite last week, I still don't like doing Star more than any other boss. What I really want to get done this week, though, is a Heroic Trilliax so that I can replace this 860 Raid Finder cape. That's the dream. Crazy Warrior. I was trying to LOS pull and you see him just fucking charge out there. Yeah, I think there's one blockable spell that whole fight, but I'm still not 100% sure which one it is. I think it might be like the frost debuff itself when it falls. This is something I heard from someone else, but I haven't even tested it out. Besides that, the only other thing you can tank is in phase 3 if you have too many ads or if you're tanking the ad yourself. But yeah, that fight's rough. I normally am the second tank. I can't loot. I'm normally the second tank. I build up a full ignore pain of 2.4 mil. And as soon as I start actively tanking Star Augur, that disappears within about 2 ice bursts. It's like, oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, no, full ignore pain. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's gone. But welcome everyone to the stream. We are doing Heroic Nighthold right now, and we'll keep trying this. If it's as terrible as last week was pretty bad. We might hop into some Mythic Pluses. Or maybe into some normal Nighthold. Depends on how LFG is doing today. I'm a little worried about Croesus just because earlier we did get a little bit low on Spellblade. So hopefully everybody's a little bit more on it here. Chase, I used to when I was first running it, but at the moment I haven't been. You still get some use out of heavy repercussions when you're actively tanking Croesus, but yeah, anger management. If you still haven't downed them, if you feel like you're under geared, it's better. Right now, this is what I'm running, and I don't normally swap it too much just because I've already cleared all this content. So if I was still pushing it, then maybe I would. And if you're still pushing it, I suggest it just because it's going to help improve you a little bit. But I should be able to get any of this stuff down. Oh yeah, for Star Augur, definitely if you're having issues with it, do it. But yeah, I don't normally switch too much mid runs. I was again when I was progressing through Nighthold. I was definitely swapping through talents. And Star Augur was one of the ones. I would even swap gear for Star. I haven't felt the need to lately, but when I was first doing Star Augur, I would even swap out any mastery gear for versatility gear. So for Star Augur, I was running haste versatility, and I had maybe like 3 or 4 pieces that I would swap out and get that versatility instead. Jad, it depends what you're running. Indomitable is better if you're running something brand new or pushing something that you haven't done before. Like Heroic Nighthold, there's a lot of things that hit really hard, so I run Indomitable because it gives me an extra like 1.5 mil HP. But if I'm running a Mythic Plus, it's low. Like let's say Mythic plus 6, 7, or 8 or something like that. I can run Devastator and feel completely okay. But if you're running brand new content, if you're pushing a higher level of Mythic, that extra amount of HP definitely helps out. So it depends what you need, especially if you're pugging. If you're pugging a lot, Indomitable is going to help out a lot more. It's going to help your healers not feel like you're at 10% HP the whole time because you have such a large health pool. Yeah, they're both completely viable. I prefer Indomitable in pugs, and if I'm running Mythic Pluses, I'll switch over to Devastator. But either one works. Honestly, you can run Indomitable in Nighthold. Indomitable overall, if you look at the numbers, actually Devastator is better if you look at the numbers, but Indomitable is also a not a bad choice at all, and it gives you a lot of extra HP. Alright, let's pull this trash, even though we'll probably die. Alright, let's start kiting her. Oh man, that Faramir girl. 5 stacks and I'm dying. She needs to get the hell away from me. She needs to do with her life. And 5 stacks just wore off. Alright. Oh no, the other tank's gonna go down. Yeah, I don't know about Croesus and this group just because the healers seem a little bit slow to react. And on Croesus it's gonna be a big no-no. Yeah, the amount of DPS you do on while using Devastator compared to not using it is insane. So we'll see how this group does. I mean, hopefully we do good. We're 2-4-11. Should be fine. Absolutely, Luis. Here are my stats. I'm really low on haste right now, unfortunately. And yeah, Chase, you can basically be one of the DPSers with Devastator. So let's get a pull going. Let's see how this group does. Let's just jump in here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, so Chibi Hulk, I mean the other tank, he's got it. I'll let him keep it for now. I'll taunt top as soon as my stack falls off. Also, if you guys see that weak aura, if you're interested in any of the weak auras I have, I made a video about them, and I can definitely link it for you guys. If not, it's the second to last video I've made, where I kind of made my own weak auras for Nighthold. Not every boss got one. Some bosses, I mean, DBM does it really, really well, so there's no need for me to add to it. But for some bosses, I wanted to know a little bit more information. Like this one for Croesus, this value on the Fell Flame that you see here, or on the Burning Pitch debuff, that's how much you're ticking for every time. So right now with one stack, I'm ticking for 175k every time it ticks. Now I'm ticking for 500,000. Here's 800,000 that I'm ticking for every time. So you can see that it quickly adds up, but it helps. And it helps with the timer too, since you do not want to delay taunting off of your other tank at all. Alright. The other tank is on it. I do appreciate how well he's taunting off of me. We did get a little bit low, unfortunately, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do with this group. I do also save Demoralizing Shout for right before slams, just in case I'm getting low or the other tank is getting low. Like right there, I'm sitting at 30% HP. Yeah, use a Demoralizing Shout right before that slam hits. Unfortunately, I'm at 5 stacks. I'll pop a trinket. Four to 5 stacks is the normal. I hadn't gotten up to 5, so I got a little worried there.
4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. It seems like DPS wise we're a little bit lacking, but hopefully we get it down. Fortunately, no demo shout for that one. I popped last stand though. Now my demo shout is up. Alright, last 20%. Or 22, but hopefully we can get this guy down. We're starting to get a little bit more and more people that go down.
2, 1.
So last little phase here. My trinkets are off cooldown again. So hopefully we can survive anything that kind of pops up. I did pop demo shout for that. Hopefully it did a lot less damage. I mean, I think so. I don't know how many healers are dead, so I'm just going to start rotating stuff. I mean, this isn't going to be good. Yeah, that's That's not good. Those ads. It was close though. 5%. Give you that. Luis plus 12 tanking. That's pretty good. Although, yeah, Fury has the same stat priorities as Prot, right? Haste Mastery. So that group, 5%. So it's not too bad. We'll give it another shot here. If it doesn't work out, we can try to find another group. I really do want to do Trilliax to get my cloak. So we'll try to find another group if this doesn't work out. I thought I saw somebody run out of here. Jump into the water. Let's get some food buff going again. And yeah, I agree with Chase. It's very dependent on your healers and your DPS once you get so high up. Only so much you can do as a tank. Just do the right pulls, kite correctly, run the right way. Also, if you're doing anything that high, it's always good to get people that aren't afraid to use food buffs and flask and everything. Because I've seen some people on you know, anything above a plus 10 actually still not even using that kind of stuff. And I'm still in combat. Somebody pulled. Trying to get my food buff. Let's just wipe it. Everybody just jump in the water. Glox is right. Glox is right. Just jump in the water. We can't get a food buff. It's not worth it. There is a food buff. Yeah. So last time we had a lot of ads up halfway through the fight. So this time, if we do better with ads, we'll get them down. Yeah, absolutely, Luis. I'm always trying to use my buff food, flask up, get your augment roots down, whatever it is you need to do. Good luck, Luis. Are you gonna be tanking it, or are you gonna be DPSing it? Yesterday I saw a group forming for a plus 15 HOV. You need some good deeps for that. Although I don't mind HOV, but a plus 15. So we are waiting on a few DPS to run on over. We are 2-4-12 now. We picked up one more DPS from last time. So hopefully that DPS can help us get that last 5% down. Tanking HOV is not that terrible. It's just like it's a game of hide and go seek is what it is when you're doing HOV. It's like pull everything around a corner, LOS, LOS. And chase, yeah, if I had a healer that was with me on, you know, Discord chat or anything. If I had a personal pocket healer, I would be running Devastator all the time. But with the Pug life, I'm a little scared of going in Devastator. Just because I went Devastator as soon as it went live in 7.15, and I loved it, and I still use it every now and then. But when I was progressing through Heroic Nighthold, anytime I was Devastator, I'd get down to 20% HP a lot, very often. So I mean, if I had a pocket healer, someone I could chat with, like some guildies or something, absolutely. Devastator all the time. So this is the last DPS running on over here. Once we get him here, we'll pull. Gul'dan, Sargeras. I'm ready for it. Ready for 7-2. It's very true. You're not dead at 20%. Alright, we're good to go. Get some lock candy. Let's get a ready check going. Come on, everybody. Alright, everybody's ready. Let's get a pull timer. And run in.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, so I got one stack, the other tank taunted off, so I'm gonna go ahead and just keep it for now until my stacks fall off. First slam, he's at 83% before he does his first slam. I like that. It's looking like we're already doing better on the deeps. So again, as soon as the other tank takes this off of me, I pop Spell Reflect to get that magic mitigation. And that's how you tank this boss. You go down. Oh, and an unmitigated slam. Yep. Yep. This isn't gonna go well. We gave this group a few attempts. Alright, let's try to join another group. Hopefully we can find a group starting fresh. I want to get that Trilliax. So let's try to do that. This is Cross's fight. Yeah, I was sitting at like 20 to 40% for a while there. So let's find a group. Oh, these guys are on Trilliax. Perfect. Come on, accept me. There's also this fresh group. Come on, I want a new cloak. Yeah, Eric, you're right. That yeah, those heals were a little slow when we were doing Spellblade. Here we go. Straight to Trilliax. Perfect. And a Warlock. So hopefully I get a summon. If not, I'm running over there. Takes about a minute to get there. There it is. So Trilliac shouldn't be anything to worry about. We should get 2 free rolls at our cloak. And we have an Unholy Decay. Yeah, we do. Alright. Oh no. You don't pull the entire room on HOV. Alright. Let's get this Trilliax pull going. He's gonna slap him right in the face. Come on, Panda Man. Alright. Yeah, our other tank is a monk. He's gonna throw beer at him right now. Throw beer at his face. Keg smash him.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, so as always with Trilliax, you gotta make sure your DPS has enough space. So when you see that they're running out of space, like right now the whole side of Trilliax is open. See, now that they ran out of space, hopefully I get a taunt off. I have 2 debuffs on me already.
1.
No taunt off. 3 debuffs. We got this. This is why they were looking for a tank, right? 4 debuffs. Alright. So we did get way too many debuffs. Every tank should only get 2, and then you should taunt off. One other thing to note in Heroic, when this Annihilation is going off, he can go back the other way. So right now he's rotating this way. He can start rotating the other way if he just feels like it.
1.
So the other tank should have threat, I believe. Yeah. So he's running that way. I let the other tank kind of take control where he wants to put Trilliax, and then I'll just follow suit. So this time, we'll let him keep it for the 2 debuffs. Hopefully I don't pull aggro, which it looks like I might. Yep, I pulled aggro. Not much I can do about pulling aggro. I still need to generate my rage. Unless I want to go hit robots for no reason. And he ran away from me for the slash. Yes!
1.
Alright, let's back it up. Alright. So he's got 1 debuff. I'll let him take another one again. Taunt him back. We have 1 person down. We should be able to get this down. I mean, the room is relatively clean so far. 2 people down now.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Don't say that, Luis. Don't say it's another wipe. Oh, it's another wipe on your HOV. Got it. I was like, not here. Not on Trilliax. Not like this, senpai. Come on. Come on. We got him. Move him a little bit. There we go. Let's keep moving. I saw everybody kind of ran out of space there. Here comes the Annihilation. And again, if you are a prot warrior during the Annihilation, it's perfectly fine to see he rotated sides. It's perfectly fine to get that arcing bond a little bit red for a little while you get in position. Annihilation one-shots you, and arcing bond takes for like 5% of your HP. So you have to pick the lesser of two evils. Obviously, if you can run with your tank, with your co-tank, that's even better. But most of the times, getting in position for Annihilation is a lot more important. So after this, we'll try to find another group just because we already did Spellblade. And I did get 4 stacks of the debuff first, so I'm lacking trust right now. I'm lacking trust. Alright. Gotta eat the bad cake. Alright, so we want to move a little bit. They don't have any room. Get that spell reflect going and annihilate soon. So yeah, again, that, those 3 or 4 ticks of arcing bonds are not as bad as taking an annihilate to the face. %. Everybody run into the beam. Wipe it out. I don't even think he's going to get to move at this point. Nope. Nothing. Bonus roll. Not my cloak. What is this? That's not an artifact trait I need. Unfortunately. And there's another warrior in here. I don't think he got anything though. No, he already ran away. Alright. So let's try to go find another group. And I don't have a teleport up. My Hearthstone is down. So let's just go to Orgrimmar. Let's try to find another group that's doing something else. And I went to my garrison. That's great. Why don't you trust 249, Chase? What's wrong with 249? And these loading screens have been killing me lately. Earlier today I got like a 2-minute one. But Chase, what's wrong with the 249 setup? It was the go-to setup for Emerald Nightmare. Do you prefer 2412 to be a little bit more DPS heavy for Nighthold? Alright, let's get to Orgrimmar. Let's look for a Nighthold group. So do you prefer the 2-4-12? Okay, 2-4-14. Yeah, that'll make fights like Titch a lot easier. And Gul'dan, actually, the first time I did Gul'dan, we kept hitting a DPS wall too. I mean, now everybody's got better gear, but when Gul'dan was first out, that enrage time was real. So all right, let's find a group. So this is a fresh group. Let's try to join that. I don't mind doing Trilliax again for another bonus roll. Gul'dan is a really fun fight. Yeah, it's nothing that's crazy difficult, but the thing is, everybody has a lot of jobs to do, right? Everybody has 3 or 4 things they have to do, and a lot of times it's people who aren't used to having certain things to check. At Star Augur, need tank. Uh-oh. I do need the boots from Star Augur. As much as I don't like doing Star Augur, I do need those boots. So let's see if any of these groups stick. Alright, I guess we're going to Star Augur. They do have a summon, so hopefully we'll get summoned. So I asked if I can get a summon. If not, run over there. But we are going to be doing Star now, which is fun times. There it is. Oh, they're going straight from Spellblade to Star. Alright. That sucks, Luis. When tanks get mad, it's not good. So they did say Star, but it looks like they want to do Spellblade. Alright, yeah. We are skipping Spellblade and going straight to Star. Let's get a repair going. We're getting, I believe, the last summon in, and then we'll start running over to Star Augur right now. And nobody's helping with summons. So we'll get some summons in, start running over to Star. It'll be a fun time. I promise, Sunders, it'll be a fun time. So I think we do need a few more deeps for the Star fight. Yeah, rage quitting on a Mythic Plus key is always, you know, pretty bad. And then especially it's a +9. It shouldn't, like, they should know what they're getting into with the +9 HOV. So hopefully we get some people to run over here. We have enough to start pulling trash. But nobody wants to run on over. So bring some trash to them. Yeah, if they don't want to start pulling, I'll start getting some trash over here. I mean, we're already 249. We can handle clearing. Alright, I was going to take the trash to them, but some people followed me, so let's start running that over. Let's hide back here. LOS everything to us. Get that arc well. And these defenders jumping around the group everywhere. And yeah, people do get frustrated with HOV. Alright, this isn't good. Normally if you pull the side pack, the main guy doesn't run in, but I think somebody targeted him, made him run in. Everybody needs to get the hell away from me. I'm the reason everybody died. I was branded. Well, to be fair, I wasn't the only one that was branded. There was like 3 other people. And there it is. That's why normally it's just, you should just take that yourself and go die. Unless you have a guild where everybody's gonna help you. So we'll run back over. The trash died. right before that debuff went out, so we'll be good. We can run straight into Augur. Oh god. Yeah, you said when you said he pulled the whole room. You don't want to pull the whole room. All right, we can run straight on in now. We should be good to go. Hopefully we get the boots and never have to walk in here again. But we'll see how it goes down. That is good, Luis. That really is 600k DPS on a single target. Especially if you get targeted like by fell flames to run out and stuff. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, you need your drought. Yeah, if you get that trinket, you'll definitely be pulling a lot more. So right now we are at 248. I think, did it really? Somebody left because of the trash wipe because of the meteor. So we need to get maybe 2 more deeps. We have 1 more right now. Now we're at 249, maybe 1 or 2 more, and we'll be fine. Eric, my main hand is transmogged to Netherbane, and I believe Netherbane is from the Eye in Burning Crusade content. I believe from Alar, the Phoenix. And I do also have a Mark of the Shadow Moon on it. So we're 249. We're gonna get a pull going like this. Let me see who my other tank is. Cass. Alright, so the other tank is tanking first. I just whispered him. So I'll be taking second tank. So normally when I do take second tank, I stack on one of the groups and stay there until the main tank gets the debuff. But here's where the 2 groups will stand. 1 in Moon, 1 in Green Triangle. Actually, he might want to do 3 groups. Luis, if you were somehow able to get the relic, this guy, the Ignore Pain relic, that would be by far the best one. Up next, the second best one is the armor one that you currently have. Like right now I have 2 of these Ignore Pain ones, and then I have 1 for Last Stand because it was an 895. It was a huge upgrade compared to something else I had.
5, 4, 3, 2.
But the Ignore Pain one is best in slot for sure. And then after that you have the armor one. Just because the Ignore Pain one is for every situation that you can have. If it's like a, I don't know, I'd say like 20 to 30 item level upgrade, it might be worth your time. It depends on what you're losing though. For me, I think the upgrade was like a 25 item level upgrade, and I just decided that it was worth it to go with the last stand one, especially because I do use last stand frequently. Alright, so the other tank now has his first debuff. We are doing the 3-group strategy. I don't know if we have enough people for the 3-group strategy, but we'll find out. Frigid Nova, when this goes off, you have to stack on a group and then run out immediately. You don't want to ice burst anyone in your group. Alright. So again, when you're out here, Thunderclap, throw up your Spell Reflect, mitigate that damage. So again, we already did this group, so now let's run on over to this group. Alright. So yeah, you want to Thunderclap when you're out there, toss up Spell Reflect as much as you can. Just trying to ignore pain and trying to do, as much as you can to mitigate that magic damage. If you're having trouble with the Ice Phase, the Ice Phase I know does hurt a lot. Trinkets are going to help. Absorb Trinkets really help out this fight. So again, we'll start right over here. And you can get a few of those global cooldowns in. So we're past phase 1, which is the most worrisome phase for people running in and out of groups. So here we go. During this phase, the Fel Nova, you need to run to the edge of the room. So as soon as that happens, you run to the edge. So you don't want to throw your Fel Flames directly on the edge. You kind of want maybe a cluster. All right, so let's taunt off. We can definitely clear up melee a little bit. When I get the debuff, I'll clear up melee, unless this other tank does it right now. It's good to hear, Luis. I'm glad my guides are helping out a bit. Yeah, we'll definitely clear up melee when we get the debuff. So there's Fel Nova. Just run out. And there's Gravitational Pull on me. I'm going to run right through everybody. Alright, one more stack. And again, if you do like these weak auras that I have right here that show me the number of stacks I have for Gravitational Pull, how much time till it lands, I have a video all about weak auras that I actually made for Nighthold. For Star Augur, I really only have the weak aura for Phase 2, just because the other phases seemed pretty straightforward. Phase 2 is the one where you need to know when it's going to hit you for the Fel patches. But also, if you guys want to see any other specific weak auras, you guys can always hit me up in the comment section, and I'll try my best to help you guys out. So there's the Gravitational Pull on me. Let's run over here. And right after that, what we'll do, we'll clear this up. And then what we'll actually do is clear this up for the Fel Novas. Alright, we're not doing too bad. Our Fel placement is pretty good. And there it is, transition to phase 3. So our DPS is pretty good. Chase, I can definitely try. And yeah, that paladin tank is actually #1 on the DPS meters right now. Alright, right before Void Nova, I like to pop my Spell Reflect. Again, you want to face the opposite, so you see the ad is right here behind me. I'm going to keep him at my back this whole time, just because he does do that fear, and I definitely don't want to get feared. So I'm up to almost 30 stacks. Hopefully I don't get too high. The ad is down pretty damn soon. I should get maybe to about 35 before the ad goes down. 32, 33. Alright, we're good. So there's a gravitational pull on me. I'm going to go ahead and run out over here. Keep the ad as far away from everything as possible. The amount of mitigation it gives out is ridiculous. Hey, that Voidling spawned on me, but he actually disappeared because he was outside of the phase. That's it, new glitches. So again, when that cast time completes, you want to face the opposite way. And Void Nova, Spell Reflect. Just to mitigate that damage. So we did get the first ad down, we're ignoring the second one. And we do have the DPS for it. We can survive, I want to say 2 more of those Witness the Voids. So hopefully he dies before 2 more casts. We'll get that demo shout going to mitigate that damage a little bit more. And then we should actually be able to kill Star Augur right now. He's at 4%. Oh, actually, we might get 1 more cast time. Alright, that one hurt. He needs to for sure die. That was 70% of everyone's life. And nope, this is gonna be a wipe. Oh, that got really close to a wipe. That got really, really close to a wipe. I don't know why the other ad was still right in there. Nobody moved it out. Nobody bothered to move it out. Let's see if anyone else got the boots, please. I don't think anyone else got the boots. Yeah, that was a really close kill. And yeah, Brian, you have to face away when the cast finishes. So you can be facing the mob when the cast is beginning and when it's going, but as soon as it finishes, you need to be facing away from him. If you don't, then yeah, he'll fear you. That was really close. Alright, so now they want to try out Spellblade, which for sure we can do this again. Yeah, exactly like the guys from Karazhan. What are they called? The ushers, I believe, right? Flashlight. Yeah, so whenever you see people ignore that ad and tunnel Star Augur, that's exactly when everybody just turns their back to the ad. So everybody just tunnels the boss and has the ad behind them. Don't need to worry about anything. So that was with the 249. We have really good DPS. Somebody's giving that away. What's our other cloak? That cloak will be an upgrade if I ever get a different legendary. Alright, so let's get an amazing cloak with avoidance on it for when we get our legendary bracers. So we did get something out of the fight. We got a cloak. Ziad, if you're barely starting, I would suggest probably the Paladin. They have a little bit better survivability than warriors. But yeah, Druid is definitely the best tank. One of the top guilds in the world. They solo tanked the last boss in Nighthold. They solo tanked the Mythic Gul'dan with a Druid. A fight that should be 2 tanked, they were able to solo tank it because how Druids are right now. But if you're barely starting, I think Paladins are going to be a lot friendlier to you. I mean, just the fact that they have a complete immunity button, you know, just because of that, if you mess up anything, you have bubbles, you have bops. You can bop your other tank to get, you know, stacks of whatever to fall off. You can bubble yourself. They have that ability to pick up. They have that ability to just go, we messed up, it's fine. Let me press this button, reset a few things, and we're good.
2, 1.
So definitely Paladin if you're barely starting. Druids, yeah, Druids are overpowered. I don't know if they're the favorites. I know as soon as Death Knights came out in Wrath, they were pretty OP as well. So I think most people have had their chance in the limelight. So I'm going to use Neltharian's Fury. I didn't have enough rage to throw up a shield block there. So again, Neltharian's Fury makes you crit block everything, and Annihilate is definitely blockable. It's like deja vu being here. And we're getting bumped around everywhere. That, I don't know why the boss wasn't moving at all. Fortunately, it's the first Annihilation, and we can definitely survive that. But that boss was not moving. Alright, we had to break those people out, even if it meant we were going to take a little bit of damage. We're getting the second Annihilation soon. So remember, I always pop my demoralizing shout for that so I can survive that second Annihilate just fine. You see that? That damage was not a lot, not even close. Fortunately, we don't have any enrages that I can see. Yeah, we're good. No enrages. I'm going to run over here, help DPS this, help maybe interrupt a few casts. Annihilate soon, so I'm going to run back. Alright, we stood right in that Annihilate, perfect. And now through the second Annihilate, we are going to have the Arcane Orb phase. So we're not in the best position, but there's definitely an area here we can run through. So that's that shouldn't have happened, but alright, let's see how this group wants to deal with this Arcane. We'll just stack. So there it is. Stack with that. Alright, not too bad. I'm gonna taunt and run back into the pack. Let's get some good deeps going. Hopefully we get a few of these. Yeah, that was 3 Armageddons I hit. So again, nothing, nobody died. It didn't wipe us. But it does mean we're a little bit low on DPS. Also, I think I'm going to have to pick up... Wait, is there a different ad? We do have a different ad. I saw the debuff I had and I was like, what? Why do I have the Tender Grove debuff? So I had to pop a lot of cooldowns for that. It was the second Annihilate. They dropped the Frostbrand on us. I have Shrink on me. It's just everything bad. So in cases like that, you do want to have a few more cooldowns ready. I have my trinkets. I had Last Stand, so I went ahead and popped everything for that. Alright, so we went ahead and got that down. So that's the, we're getting to the fire phase. He should be down a little bit lower, but our DPS is lacking a little bit, but we should be fine. So once the fire ads animate, he should go down right around that time. We do have some overlapping fire, which is unfortunate. So I'm going to go over there and try... Actually, I can't. I'm going to be the one actively tanking. I'm going to try to move him a little bit, see what we can do. Alright, that was good. We only have 2 more ads up. I don't need to keep stacking anymore. Alright, so that was the first Annihilate. We're getting some Arcane Orbs out now. And right on us, actually. That's really bad orb placement. But he's down. Or she's down, sorry. Alright, I don't think I need anything from her. So I don't think we'll spend another roll. No, don't need anything. So no need to spend that roll. And the easiest tank to play being Monk. It depends. Monk... yeah, Monk, you need to manage your stagger, and if you're brand new to the game, I don't know if that's necessarily something you want to jump into. We're going to go straight to Titch, so let's see how this goes. What's up, Warblade? Welcome to the live stream. Glad to see you again. And Warblade, you did miss Crosis. We did Crosis once, and yeah, we wiped it. It was, I want to say it was 2 attempts, right? Yeah, it wasn't going very good. The second attempt, I went down to regular amount of stacks of Searing Brand, and so there was nobody to soak up the slam, and the slam wiped everybody. Oh no, I got stunned right before I was gonna pummel her. That reverse wounds, I think they spoke about it at one point, that they were thinking about making mages have a little bit of healing attached to them by controlling the flow of time and reversing your damage you took. That'd be pretty cool. They should explore that idea again. Alright. This is Heroic, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, we've done, I want to say, 4 bosses now. We did Trilliax, Spellblade twice. This is a brand new group that we jumped in with. And Star Augur. That's the other person we did. This was a Star Augur first group. I was a little hesitant to jump in, but it's working out. It's working out. So we are going to Titch next. I don't know if there's anything I necessarily need from Titch anymore. Unless I get upgraded shoulders. That would be nice. And then I can get, which other heroic would I need? I would need a really good cloak. I mean a tier piece. Because then I would need another legendary to supplement this guy. If I could get legendary bracers, that would be great. Let's see how much people decide to pull. Hopefully nobody pulls anything in there. Although someone's dead. No bell. I'm sorry, Chase. That's the way it goes sometimes. That's why sometimes I actually prefer groups that have a bunch of warriors in them, just in case they get the loot as well. Hopefully they don't need it. Or even paladins, since they can get the same rolls. So it's always good to try to run with groups that have a lot of other people, just in case somebody doesn't need it. Pro tip. Alright, face the Spellblade away from everybody. He can just destroy your whole team with the wave he does. That thing right there. Alright, come on Shadowblade, you gotta go down already. Let's get this Chaos Mage in here as well. I think we did pull something else. Yeah. Spell Reflect that. So we do have 2 cast times of Eradication coming. Alright, they both got interrupted. Good. Get that spell reflect going for that chaos bolt. And let's move this shadow. No, let's move the shadow blade over here. The other tank taunted the shadow blade and made a face towards the group. I don't want more wipes. Although we haven't had too many wipes today. Just one. So it's good. Alright. Let's get this pull. Let's get that LOS. Nobody else is in here. Come on. Oh, they're not running in? Alright, let's run them out then. Hopefully someone interrupts that. Yeah. The group is still... We're 239. Not too bad. Since we do need to go DPS heavy for this. That person almost got feared into Titch. So hopefully we pick up some threat. Face these Shadow Blades the other way. Let's go hide in this corner for the Shadow Blades. Yeah, you can jump into Mythic Nighthold under 900 item level. I don't know how much you'll be able to clear, but people were farming Mythic trash for BOE epics as soon as Nighthold was available, and they definitely weren't geared. The trash was upgrades for them. So you can run in, and I mean, Scorpiron doesn't look like the craziest fight. I think Chrono might be where you start having some issues wanting to DPS both ads down. But you might be able to do Scorpiron. But yeah, you don't need 900 item level to jump into Nighthold. There was definitely teams farming trash without the gear. Which trash is making you explode, Sabian? Because there's some trash that will mess you up. Alright, so right now I think we're 239. It'd be better if we had like 2 more DPSers. 2311 would be good. So we'll see if they want to pick up anyone or give it a shot. What Max said. If you have anyone that fails at mechanics, you want to leave him back in Dalaran. But yeah, Scorpiron is going to be definitely your easiest. And Trilliax if you're following mechanics. Chrono might give you a few issues just because you do have the 2 ads and you have to split up everything. But if you have good communication, you should be able to get it down. You lost the stream. Uh-oh. I'll try to change some of the settings later on today. So we'll see how many people we do get. We're at 239. Yeah, I think we're gonna do one attempt like this. And if our DPS is looking pretty good regardless. So we should be fine. Oh no. Brian, normal Nighthold, I would honestly say 865 or so. Um, just because, let's see, normal Nighthold, you start dropping 870s. So, I mean, if you're overgeared, if you're at 875, you're not going to be getting any upgrades, and that's not the point. You know, the point is for you to get upgrades. So I would say 860, 865, you can jump into normal. You would be progressing, so don't expect to top the meters, especially later on for Gul'dan. But I say you can jump in at 860, start getting some upgrades, work your way up. Yeah, if you understand all the mechanics, you can definitely get away with 850 to 860. So you can just start getting some upgrades. I don't know if you can, as an 850, I don't think you can kill Gul'dan. I think that might be a little too hectic for you, especially because it's like a what 12-minute fight or something. So maybe not a full clear of Nighthold, but at 850 you can jump in and do at least the first maybe 5 or 6 bosses, whichever ones you want to count as that, counting Spellblade and maybe Croesus or maybe Star Augur. I don't know about Botanist, Alisand, and Gul'dan. Those might be a different beast, but you can jump in and do a few of them. Tanking, you might want to be more towards the 860 side as opposed to 850, but you should still be fine for the first few bosses. Spellblade might be the first one that just completely destroys you, but if you rotate your cooldowns well, you can definitely get away with 860. I think that's... I want to say maybe I started normal Nighthold progression at 865. So yeah, if you rotate your cooldowns, you can definitely get it. I think if normal Nighthold dropped on Tuesday, I think I killed Gul'dan with Pugs by Thursday. I want to say, I mean, it was every day was just constant progression, but I think it took me 3 days to get Gul'dan down as like an 865, 870. Depends on how many upgrades I got on the way up. Gul'dan. Yeah, I'll try to find a Gul'dan group. Right now, this group is doing really good. We haven't failed with this group at all, so I don't want to just ditch this group, especially because we're getting things down. But if this group starts wiping it up, we can definitely try to find another one. Yeah, for the most part, you should have gotten some decent upgrades if you get all the way to Gul'dan as an 850. But if RNGesus isn't on your side, yeah, that Gul'dan fight might be a little bit difficult for you. Yeah, and then the difference between LFR and normal is you might even though it's LFR, you might have a little bit more damage going out to people because you're gonna have people that don't necessarily know all the mechanics and they're gonna stand and fire a few times. So if you did LFR Gul'dan, if you go up by 5 to 10 item levels, you might be able to do normal Gul'dan. It's not that much of a stretch to think that it's not that much of a stretch to think that you can do normal Gul'dan if you did LFR. So that was a ninja pull, but we can easily reset. Yeah, I've seen 890. I've seen one 890 out of an LFR, which is pretty insane to think about it. So we are 2-4-10 now. It'd be better if we had 1 or 2 more DPSers, but we'll give it a shot. Yeah, a lot of those groups are just gonna be that way. They just want AOTC. They want to get a lot of the raid leaders want to get carried. A lot of the people that aren't afraid to start a group, they really want to get carried. But honestly, you should be able to find one or two groups. You might be looking for a few minutes. You might be looking for like 10 or 15 minutes, but you should definitely be able to find a group. I'm back now! Welcome back, Tyler. So again, as soon as that debuff goes out, we're going to taunt off. Other person runs out, runs way over there, and that's where the ads get DPS down. Normally for normal, this is still the case. But if you have really good DPS, you don't even need to run out. So I know we have decent DPS this one, but I don't wanna test it out. I don't want to break something that's working. Alright, and again, stand behind these pillars for echoes. You don't want to stand out for all of echoes. And in Heroic, yeah, so since we do have good DPSers, we can probably be staying in since we are doing Heroic. But in Heroic, you also have the bonds. I'll give you guys a much clearer shot of that next ads that I get. I mean, we seem to be taking down the ads fast enough where it shouldn't be that big of a difference. So you see these brands, they get broken when enough people stand inside of them. So that's what you want to do. You want to stagger them. You get two out at the same time, and you want to pop one and then wait on the other one. And again, hide behind that, and then we have Illusionary Knight. During this phase, I do taunts, I do ranged throws, I do whatever I can to get as much threat on all these, blood fangs as possible. Just because you want to stack up as much as possible here. If you don't manage this phase correctly, you'll wipe because of an enraged timer. You won't fail to mechanics, but you won't be able to beat the boss. I think most people got the debuff. Yeah, I see 3 people without the debuff. So, we're good. And this is exactly when you want to lust, right after the illusionary phase. It could be after the first or the second, depending on your group. Normally the first one is good enough. So the other tank, now that we're after the illusionary phase, has extra ads to deal with. You'll see them pop up right here in the corner. Since I'm the second tank, I won't have those ads come up for me. But those spell blades can be tanked right next to Titch. They don't have Vampiric Aura. So you see he was running back. So here we go. Keep DPSing these ads. And right before, we are going to get more ads before the next Feast of Blood. So I'm going to stay out here and handle those ads. So here we go, new ads in 2 seconds. I'm going to pick them up and then get to the boss. So I'm going to tuck away in this little corner here just in case that the arcane debuff wears off. I won't be dropping it on anyone. Very bad camera angle, but hopefully we get to see that happen. Alright. There we go. So I did drop that back there. It gives them just enough room to be able to hide back there. So we might have some ads right after the Illusionary Night phase. Hopefully we get them down right before. If not, it's not a big deal. They stay right where they were. So I think we do have one of them partially up. So that means that since I'm not actively tanking, I'll run right back over there and I'll have to get them back. Let's taunt that. Hopefully we manage this phase better. Last phase wasn't bad, but missing 3 people to get enraged isn't the most ideal situation. So all the bloods, oh, okay, the bloods did completely go down. So let's go back to DPSing. We are missing 3 people again for the buff. Not too bad. I mean, Titch is down to 16%. We have really good DPSers here. We have the new ads incoming. You'll see this big ad right here. That Watcher, he is the #1 priority. He'll start wrecking your team if you don't do anything about him. And even though he's weird and doesn't really have like a lot of casts, he still has an aggro table. So even as a tank, you want to try to pick him up as best as you can. It's not going to be that pretty. So I do have to stay on Titch a little bit more. Those spell guards aren't down, so I'm going to pop a few cooldowns. So there's the taunt off. Cass is on it. So I'm gonna stay out here for this echoes just to keep threat on all this. I'm probably not gonna get too much backup. People are probably tunneling Titch right now because he's about to go down in like 2 seconds. Yeah, there it is. Perfect. This group is doing good. We might get to cool down with this group. So bonus roll. I'm conflicted. I don't know if I should for the shoulders. I have a good Fang. I could get a better Fang. You know what? I could get a better Fang too. Shoulders or Fang? Ring. What kind of ring is this? Crit Burst. I mean, it increases our item level to 899. Not equipped because it's not the best stats, but hey, it does it. Let's see what everybody else got. Oh, that 890 increases. So I'll whisper that person, see if they need that. Oh wow, look at that. Somebody got a Titan Forge 920. Wow. Yeah, most healers nowadays are really good. It depends on what we're talking about. It depends on what exactly we're talking about. Like if we're talking about necrotic, maybe your druids might be. Well, you know what? Honestly, it doesn't seem like anyone's bad at all. I don't know what boss we're going to next. I got lost in that and trying to get that artifact. So they are rolling on that 890, which is exactly what we got. Which we'll just have to keep for item level in our bags. With Tranks. And Shadow Bamboo, as a healer, you can just download a healing add-on, and that helps you. It helps you react a little bit faster. You still have to click. You still have to go through your hotkeys, but you know you'll have to. I think downloading a healing add-on would be very beneficial. Oh no, you don't make. You should just start selling stuff. Make enough for your token. I haven't had terrible monk healers. So let's keep it going with this group. Let's clear to bot. I think like for the affixes this week, we do have that healing affix. I forget what it's called, overflowing, I believe. That one, maybe druids aren't the best at that, since their hots are gonna keep rolling on you. You might have to like cancel them to cancel them out. But anything short of that, most healers should be good nowadays. You even have like shamans that have Spirit Link Totem, which is gonna come in clutch every now and then. So there's some healers that even have a little bit more advantages, but honestly, most healers are pretty much in line with each other now. I would say that healers as a whole are a lot closer to each other than tanks are. And even then, as a tank, there's no one tank that's super bad and that can't clear Nighthold. There's just some that are better. There's some that are a little overtuned, but nobody's underpowered. And the same goes with healers. I think you can pick any one of them. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You get one tick that causes you to go over, and the other tick cancels it out. Yeah, my druid hasn't done too many mythic pluses. In fact, I think I've only done one or two. I've done more LFR trying to get geared up and then trying to get ready for mythic pluses, but still got a ways to go. Oh, actually, I hadn't seen that there were mostly druids and palas. Do you think that could be also partially, since monks are the newest class, there are some people that just have been playing for so long and are used to the playstyle of a druid or a paladin? That tick, that stun! Yeah, nobody ran out with that stun. Oh, although somebody cleansed it. That's good. At PvP, actually, Bamboo, I've been PvPing a lot lately. It's been getting fun for me again. Arms Warriors got a little bit of a buff on their template a few weeks ago, so I hopped back in and I've actually been getting very used to it again. Yeah, if you definitely like, if you want a class that can do everything, I'd say Druids. You're probably the best tank. Definitely like top 2 or top 3 healer. You got Boomkin for ranged DPS if you want to be ranged, or Feral Kitty for melee DPS. Even though Feral Kitties aren't as amazing as they once were, it still gives you the opportunity to go melee, to go range, to tank, to heal, all in one class. You don't need to go farm your order hall or anything like that with anyone else, just artifact power. Yeah, I think they were added a little too late in the game. The fact that monks start at level 1 and not you know like not like DKs where they start at level 55 and you can get them real easy up there. But since monks start at level 1 and they were introduced in what, the third, fourth expansion, I think it hurt them. Like, the thing about demon hunters is they start at level 100. It's real easy to just jump in with them, or yeah. But monks, since they got started so late, everybody already had a full character sheet, and having to start from level 1, even with BOAs, can be a hassle for some people. Max, I'm just saying, paladins can't do ranged right now. I have yet to see a ranged DPS paladin. Although, Max, in BC and in vanilla, all I wanted to play was a paladin. That's all I did. I played a healer and a rep paladin. I didn't tank. I don't think I've ever tanked on a paladin. But I did do heal and DPS. Thank you, Vipers. Thank you for the support. Thank you for watching my stuff. Oh, yeah, our other tank just got shut down by these mages. These blasts will just ruin someone. Spell reflect that back, and then keep him right in here. Yeah, this pull is always terrifying for me, just because I don't know if people are going to interrupt or not. And if they don't interrupt, that pull will kill you. Shockadins. Hey, Shockadins were a real thing. There was this guy in vanilla who farmed this trinket that drops in AQ 40, I want to say, and it's called like Shard of the Meteor or something like that. And it does a bunch of spell. Well, it used to be based off of spell damage, and it drops a meteor on someone, and it's split up by how many people are there. And this guy created a Shockadin with that trinket, and he would just run up to people, shock them, and then that trinket would proc, and he would just start one-shotting people. And it was really fun to see that. But Shockadins never took off. They were always really niche and never anything top tier. It was kind of like survival hunters back in the day trying to be melee hunters because they had like raptor bite and increased chance at mongoose or something. I forgot what exactly they did, but back in vanilla and BC there was people that were trying to be the melee hunters, and now they're viable. Now melee hunters are a thing. Yeah, this expansion, druids are definitely right now the class that's getting a lot of love. Although I'll tell you what, if you guys were around for Wrath of the Lich King when they first introduced that new class, when they introduced DKs, DKs were broken. Like they were like, this is a hero class, so here you go, DKs, and they were just broken. The first, well, you know, in PvP, the first season of Wrath of the Lich King for Death Knights, they were amazing. They could out DPS while being under geared, and at least with Demon Hunters, they didn't do things that bad. You know, Demon Hunters are pretty well tuned. You had a melee hunter back then. How was he actually pulling good numbers? People were rolling. People were rolling for some reason. All right, let's get an attempt in. Let's get botanist down. Yeah, Chase DKs that launched. You could tank. I loved Unholy back in the day, just because Unholy used to get the best healing from Death Strike. Death Strike was based on how many plagues or diseases you had on the target, and Unholy used to get one extra one. And then Chase, I don't know if you PvP'd back in those days in Wrath of the Lich King, but you know how DKs have the res on people? In the first season, they could res someone in arena, and they would come back as like this zombie with special moves, like a special stun and stuff, and that zombie would hit hard as hell. So DKs the first season in Wrath of the Lich King were OP as hell. They were just really OP. Oh, cancel the pull. Cancel the pull. Someone's got to let their dog out. Oh wow. So you had a melee hunter with pets out that actually did good damage back in the day. I met one person trying to do melee hunter back in BC, and it wasn't working out for them. Oh, corpse explosion was so cool, Chase. Corpse explosion was like, it was almost like a waste of a talent point, but it was so satisfying visually, it was worth it. That's true. Prop PvP back in Wrath of the Lich King was intense. I had a really good set of armor penetration block value gear for Wrath of the Lich King. For Trial of the Crusader, you needed that block value. So I threw in a bunch of armor penetration gems, and as prop warrior, nobody could touch me. It was insane. All right, everybody's good. We can jump into botanist now. Enough reminiscing. I'm just playing. I love this old Wrath of the Lich King stuff. Let's change this song though before we jump in. Yeah, my very first character that I actually stuck with was a warlock, but I want to say the first thing I ever made was a mage. But I stuck with my warlock first, then I made a hunter, and then I stuck with a paladin. And paladin was my main for all of vanilla, for the rest of vanilla and BC. Alright, so we're gonna get a pull soon. I think everybody was ready on that ready check. Yep. Alright, good. So let's build up a little bit more rage. We're about to taunt off right now at 4 stacks. Anywhere from 4 to 6 is ideally where you want to stack. So I normally stay in since I can heroic leap out. I stay in a little bit more, let that circle get down. Yeah, so you see the other tank got up to 5 this time because there was no solar collapse. It was 0 kiting, 0 casting. So we'll run over. Oh, we're gonna run between X and square. So I was gonna get him over here. All right. So somebody is over here with the ads. I go ahead and shockwave them. Whatever you can do to kind of help out, it really will help in the long. All right, so let's go ahead and run it over here between X and Skull. We already have our marker set, so everybody should know how this is gonna go. And let's run over here. All right, the other tank taunted off. And again, this boss just gets more and more hectic as time goes on. But for now, it's not too bad. Handle the ads. We see him back here. Stun him, snare him. Are we going to get another controlled chaos? Let's run out of that. And one thing that I don't see every tank do is when you're moving a boss, it's better for you to backpedal into position, just because backpedaling is a slower run speed than actually running forward, and it'll let your DPS kind of catch up. It'll let your DPS run with you. So unfortunately right now I am up to 7 stacks. I am going to save my spell reflect also for when the second sphere goes down. So you can see, I could see here. I pop my spell reflect now right before that hits me, and I'll get really good magic mitigation on that debuff.
Four, three, two, one.
So the chaos is right on him. Yeah, I've been getting to slightly higher stacks, but we should be better now. It's starting to get a little bit more hectic. Hopefully it doesn't remain that way. So let's kill this guy first. Let's just run over. You know, if you can't find yourself in the normal position, you do want to have two different positions that you are going to be at. So spell reflect now.
Four, three, two, one.
Here we have another controlled chaos. That's right on the other marker, so we'll stay here again. Alright, get the taunt off. Get the sphere down. The first sphere, again, I normally like to let it hit me unmitigated, just so that the healers get a good sense of how much damage I take. Pop spell reflect right before that goes down. Alright, so now we have all the ads up. I mean, all of the bosses up. And again, it's Arcanus, the one that does the stacking debuff. And that sphere is about to go down. Spell reflect. Solar collapse right on us. Go ahead and jump out of that.
3, 2, 1.
So unfortunately I got up to 10 stacks, but it's not too bad. The other tank isn't taking a lot of damage. Your stacks only really affect you based on how much damage the other tank is taking. So if the other tank knows to keep their active mitigation up when they're actively tanking, pop spell reflect, then your stacks aren't going to do much.
4, 3, 2.
Again, the damage of stacks is based on the amount of damage that boss is actively doing. Oh, we missed something. We missed something. I don't know what it was, but a lot of people are down now. I don't know what it was. What killed everybody? Controlled chaos. So a lot of people went down to the controlled chaos. I see 5 people here. So that's unfortunate. They had to move out of that purple, and they didn't. I know it gets a little hectic. I mean, we got really, really close. So we'll give this group another shot. Perfectly fine. 10% on botanist should go down really, really fast.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Pally Masterclass. Max, have you been playing a paladin since vanilla or since you started playing? And yeah, definitely druids have a lot of versatility. Oh yeah, Executioner as well. Executioner helped you get that extra ARP. And actually, you could penetrate ARP when it was first out. I think they hotfixed it. When ARP was first out, you could penetrate past 100%. So you would just slap people in the face. Damn, Max. I haven't been playing this warrior. I've only been playing this warrior since Wrath. And the thing is, I didn't do a lot of playing through Mop and Wad. Mop, Cat, and Wad. Mop, I PvP'd mostly, but not even that much. Wow, you've been playing longer than I have, Max. And you probably played a lot more WAD than I did. Warlords I played for about 2 months, and then I called it quits on that. Cataclysm. Cataclysm I was off and on. I remember doing some LFR, and then in MOP it was I played, but just PvP. Max, what's your slash played on your paladin? Actually, you're probably at work, huh? I definitely want to know what your slash played on your paladin is. That was a really close attempt. We're gonna get this time. I know it. 11%. You need to come back to the warrior side, Max. I like the fact that nowadays you can just buy a token for WoW. Since I do like transmog runs, pick up greens, just passively I get enough to play this game, enough to pay for the subscription by just doing old runs, and a little bit of crafting here and there. I don't really do too much farming or too much crafting. Yeah, you gotta let me know what that playtime is. I mean, even if I added up my slash played on all my tunes, the fact that I didn't play for the majority of 2 or 3 expansions doesn't really do much there. And then I think in which one was it? Kata, I actually mained a shaman. So maybe I should go do a slash played. Feel bad about myself. So again, when you're not actively tanking botanist, there's no need to have like your active mitigation up. I only have ignore pain up when I'm not actively tanking, but there's nothing to block. The debuff is non-blockable. It's just damage done straight to you based on a percentage of what the other tank is taking. Let's see where this uncontrolled chaos is. Alright. And we'll run over to the other. Yep, perfect. So most of the time when I move the boss, I try to do it very slowly, just to keep everybody on check with me. To make sure everybody knows how I'm moving, and that they can just kind of take slow steps up as well. So again, Sphere, don't want to do too much to it right now. Not to the first one, at least. I mean, you want to cleave it. You don't want to actively mitigate it. Sorry. The other one's about to go down. Spell Reflect. Keep your taunts going. So I got Spell Reflect off for that second Sphere. You can actually save it for the third if you feel like it'll help out your healers. They can catch up, number 1 and number 2. We gotta run out of this chaos. Unfortunately, we did get a Sphere stacking with that chaos. So hopefully we still do good with this Sphere phase. And we should be good. There's more than enough time to catch up. The other sphere is about to go down right now. Make sure you get your taunts off. Here we go. Solar collapse.
One.
Alright, so I'm going to get a lot of stacks right now. Alright, never mind. The other tank just took it again. Again, that spell reflect is necessary. And yeah, moving positions this much is not necessary. You should have 2 different positions you can be in. And for us, it should be X and square. And if we're not on one, we're on the other. But everybody should know that you have to be a bit more of a dynamic team for that. So where whichever one the tanks are actively standing on, that's the first sphere you take down. And there's no need to be moving like crazies. I mean, it's not a terrible thing, but it definitely leads to a DPS loss. And if you're pushing this on Heroic, if you haven't been able to get this guy down, that's definitely going to hurt.
Four. Three. Two. One.
Let's run them out for that heal that's about to be cast right now. Alright, so he's about to cast the heal. I'll taunt him back and bring him back for the spheres. So again, here we go, sphere time. The faster you get that first sphere down, the more time you have to pick up the other 2 so that the debuffs don't stack.
4. 3. 2. 1.
And you really don't want those debuffs to stack, just like they did right now. Alright, so I did get high up there. I got 14 stacks. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and taunt off now. I mean, it's a little bit sloppy, but this fight always gets hectic. Especially in Heroic. And in Mythic, it starts the other way around. In Mythic, you start off with all 3 of them and work your way down to one of them. So let's see if I actually need anything from here. I don't think so. The ring would be nice if I get it upgraded, but no, there's no need. Alright. Alright, so now on to Elisande. You're an alcoholic. Yeah, Vipers, I do have a Twitter. Let me type in my Twitter handle. I just got a new phone, so and I do mean I got my new phone like 2 days ago, so I haven't installed Twitter and gotten back on it, but I'm gonna do it today. So you can hit me up, tweet at me, and you know what, Vipers? You're more than welcome to slide into my DMs. You have that invitation. Yeah, Legion definitely pulled me back as well, Max. It was WAD was interesting because of the whole garrison, and I liked it at first, but then it just got cumbersome, and I ended up not really enjoying it. But Legion is a very good expansion. it has its few things. There are some things I don't like a lot about Legion, but honestly, it's still a very, very good expansion. So some people are leaving, but hopefully we still have enough of the core to get Alasan down. Our Boomkin, Bubba Moonkin. Oh, somebody got the shoulders from here. Those are pretty good for transmog. Yeah, that again, there's a few things design wise that I don't agree with Legion, but overall, I do think it's a very good expansion. And yeah, a lot of people made a ton of money during that time with WAD. I got into it maybe like a month before Legion came out, so I wasn't able to maximize my profits, but I still made a little bit, a few K. I had my second day it came out, and I got the mount that kill. So I was selling the Nighthold mount for maybe like 160 to 190k per mount. Now it's down to about 60k, but I sold like I want to say maybe 8 or 9 of them. Maybe like 40k going into Legion, which isn't a whole lot. The thing that made me a ton of money was Nighthold. Yeah, so Nighthold, you see that I was one of the first ones on my server to get the mount from Tichondrius since I got this mount. Oh no, the mount from Nighthold is it here? Yeah, is I don't even have one myself. Uh, Corehound. Wait, I don't even see him. I don't even see him. It's a fell Corehound. Let me see. Oh, he's called Steelbound. That's why. It's this mount right here. So this is the mount that drops from Tichondrius. You need to be a max level blacksmith in order to craft him, and it costs 50 bloods and a few other mats. So not a lot of people had a ton of bloods laying around. Not a lot of people were max blacksmiths, but I got it immediately and I just started selling that. So the way you get that mount is Tichondrius has a chance to drop the plans. I don't see it here. I think you just need to be a blacksmith. But Tichondrius will drop the plans to be able to learn to make it. And once you can make it, it's right here. So you can see here my average sold was 145k. Right now they're selling for about 65k. So I can make another one now. Now I have enough bloods, and I probably will. But these are the mats, and you just make them and sell them. They still have a really, really good return rate because not everybody goes into Nighthold, not everybody gets it, and maxing out Blacksmith takes a very long time and a lot of money. I think it took me about 150k to max out blacksmithing, but then I made it back. Four monsters. Yeah, it's a steel-bound devourer. So it's like a fell core hound. So we're waiting on a few DPSers. I'm pretty sure we're gonna go a little bit more DPS heavy for Elisand. But yeah, that was definitely how I made the large majority of my money. But on my bank tune, I send all my BOEs from transmog runs, and it's enough to buy a token every month. It's never, I'm never struggling too bad. So they do want a Discord link. Give me a second, guys.
So funny. Are you requiring Discord? They just like peace out if you say yes.
I really don't care. Most of these guys know the fight, so. Can we get another closet? A few people aren't here.
Hey Claudia, welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the support. Let me lower this Discord a little bit. Alright, they do want Discord since we're doing Elisand and Gul'dan now. We're getting the last few summons in, and we'll start pulling that. They're going to be famous. And yeah, Max, it really is. AQ is probably one of the better spots. I was working my way through all of Kalimdor the other day, and some of those transmogs sell for really good. I was doing which dungeon is it? Not Wailing Caverns. Yeah, actually Wailing Caverns. I was thinking RFC. Wailing Caverns has the Fang blood set, which is actually, it sells really good. So I got, I think, 2 pieces, which are a few hundred each. Not too bad. Info dude. How do you check that, Max? WoW Heroes? Alright, people are back. Let's get on in here. So today's been a really good Nighthold day. We didn't clear the first 2 bosses. So we do want to separate these guys. Remember to separate the court guys. And everything else has to just die around them. If not, they heal themselves. Where's the other guy? We have one person that's AFK, but they can come back after we clear this. Oh, okay, WoW progress. Gotcha. Alright, let's see. Are these guys far enough? I think so. No, not yet. I mean, I'm up against a wall. Can't go any further back. I think most of the raid is on the other guy. So, let's see how they're doing. Nope, not you. Oh man, they're still at full. Alright,
Cypher's got like a minute on before they go boom boom.
yeah, a few more ads. We got this.
People on it for whatever reason.
51, not too bad. Not too bad for a pug hero. But yeah, in my guild, in my realm, I want to say,
Damage reduction.
did they actually get Star down?
Oh, that would be it.
I don't know if they're still working on Star if they got to Elisand.
We're all
Forgot
so
Cortisone could
smart.
apply to anybody.
Oh, Chase, I don't blame you.
Or the other Cortisone.
I was playing that Zelda game for a little while too. I haven't beat it yet. But it's, yeah, that Zelda game is very, very good. That Zelda game was what, when I was playing Ocarina of Time as a kid, that's what I imagined. I imagined Breath of the Wild. Yeah, last week it was bolstering, so it was like, hey, when the mobs get to a certain percentage, kite them. And it was skittish, so it's like, you can't kite them. You gotta be in their face the whole time. Last week I didn't do a Mythic Plus either. I just didn't want to deal with it. And this week is so easy for Mythic Pluses. We have Sanguine, Overflowing, and Tyrannical. And the only thing that's really going to do it for you there is Tyrannical. And even then, Tyrannical's not terrible. Once you get to plus 15s and stuff, you got to start rotating cooldowns. But Tyrannical is predictable, which is good. It's a difficult affix, but it's predictable, which is something that's really, really good. Yeah, Max, I hear you on that. I'm thinking about the same exact thing. I did a plus 11 yesterday, so I'm thinking trying to push that 15. Alright. Elisand. Heroic Elisand gets hectic because she's always handing out debuffs, and the Arcanetic Ring is always happening. It's just there the whole time, in your face. Tyler, I feel the same way. There's a lot of people that really like Court of Stars because apparently it's fast to do. I don't like Court of Stars or Arcway. I don't jump in there. I would much rather do an HOV. I think my top two Mythic pluses to do are Neltharian's Lair and Vault of the Wardens, and then HOV is up there. Like I don't mind HOV. It's all good, Chase. Yeah, Tyrannical is this week. Unfortunately. It's not too bad though. Since it is predictable, you can kind of find out when you need to pop cooldowns. So I'm going to let the other tank get a hold of this first. So there's the Arcanetic Ring. Dodge it. Just soak this up on the way too. So I do have 3 stacks of the debuff. There's a Taunt-Off. Perfect.
Rather unfortunate spot for the bubble.
So I am going to soak this up a little bit right before I taunt. Let's see, I'm going to get rid of this. Alright. And there's a taunt off. Again, every time you have one of these guys, they do drop a puddle in Heroic, so you need to watch for that.
4, 3,
Half the raid not even getting the haste.
Alright. So there's the Arcanetic Ring. We didn't get that kill in time.
4,
Oh, yeah, we did.
2, 1.
So there's a second Arcanetic Ring. Gotta jump out. Alright, so now I have the regular ad. Let's go get the other one down. Alright, there we go. Stack them up for a little bit of cleave. And then get out. And this is a really good way of dropping these in Heroic, just so that everybody absolutely gets both buffs. So if you want to drop him in this fashion, something else you can do as well is when you know when Spanning Singularity is going to be handed out, you can actually run out. So whenever Spanning Singularity is going to come out on your DBM, you can actually just run out and get all those puddles that you see here out by the edges of the ring. So I did get hit by the slow there. As a tank, it's not that bad, but I did want to get over to this ad first. So here's a Spanning Singularity. Right before that gets cast, you can actually run out. So he's going to tank that right now. I'm going to soak this up. There is no other ad. There's the other ad. And there's phase 2.
Yep. We should have lost the phase 1.
So we do have 2 people down, unfortunately. And, oh, that guy got hit. So I'll pick up the fast ad. So I'll taunt off now. Again, you have to, the tanks have to keep swapping debuffs. The tanks are going to get debuffs throughout everything, and they have to keep hot swapping all the ads. Ads in the boss, I mean. So in 5 seconds, I'm going to have to run out. I'm actually just going to run out right now, blow up over here. And I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have ran in right there. I mean, a lot of people went down, but yeah, I shouldn't have ran in. And yeah, the plus 15, and Tyler, I think the plus 15 achievement is going away. The plus 15 achievement, just because when 7-2 comes out, it's only going to go up to plus 10. So I'm definitely going to try to push for my plus 15 this week. And this, yeah, we almost missed the first low elemental, and we definitely missed this one. So Elisand is going to be a wipe, unfortunately. We did have 2 people that went down really soon. So we're going to go ahead and
3 people that are under 300k.
people are looking at the deeps meters now. Yeah, so unfortunately we did have a few people that went down early. We need to fix that. Once we fix that, we'll be fine.
As I said, a lot of people not getting the haste buff.
The haste
from the
buff?
bubble.
Yeah, that's super important.
Yeah, when 7-2 comes out,
The haste
Tyler,
everything. I mean,
the max is going to be
DPS
Mythic
and
plus
stuff's
10.
great, but also movement
They're
is
going to
enough
buff
to,
everything.
get away from things.
Should be able
So
to get 2 every pink phase. It's not hard.
maybe try to get it this week.
Only classes that really even have an excuse to not get 2 are like DKs, and even them still get boost from it. So
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna
Just think
push
there's
for
less
15
rings
this
on.
week as well.
you are.
Get
It
less
makes you
rings.
have less rings.
Yeah.
Do you want to list right away? Because I can do that for you.
Yeah, as soon as she hits the ground, or once she's grouped up with the ads, I think we should list right there.
Yeah,
So let's
once
get a
the
food
ads
buff.
burn the first 2.
Alisanda's pretty difficult. In fact, I would argue that Alisanda's probably even a little bit more difficult than Gul'dan. There's a lot more dodging than Gul'dan. Oh, okay. So what Chase said, they're tuning +10 to be the new +15. Andre, I used haste food just because my haste is not that great. I'm at 22% haste. So if I was like at 35% haste, I would be using strength or stam food. But I do use haste. Getting haste capped is a little bit more difficult nowadays. 4.9 is not bad, Tyler. Unfortunately, with that ready check, one person is AFK. But as soon as they get back, we'll run in. I think it's a healer too. Alright, they are back. Get another ready check going. Alright, everybody's ready. Let's get a pull timer. Let's get another attempt in.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So he's actively tanking. I'm going to soak this puddle while the other ad comes up. Alright, I'm going to tank the boss now. I taunted that off of him. And I normally really like to cleave everything together. But if you can't, then definitely you can just stack Elisande and the fast ad and take the slow ad separate. It makes things a little bit safer, just in case you're having any issues at all. So I'm going to force Elisande back into here so that everybody has to get their debuff. So again, we'll stack a little bit, get a little bit of cleave damage going.
4,
But as soon as the other ad comes up, actually that one's about to go down, so no need to be here. There's the Arcanetic Ring. Let's hide.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And we are going to get another Arcanetic Ring back to back. Alright, we're going to pick up this ad right here. We're going to taunt off Elisande, do a switch for the tanks. And you do see the Boomkin over here soaking everything for us. So as soon as this fast ad goes up, which won't for a little bit, we will well, that was a hard hit. I do have 5 stacks of the debuff, so there's the taunt off. I'm gonna taunt off this ad. All right, let me go soak up some puddles.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So here's another Arkinetic ring. It is behind us, so we'll hide right here.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And there's the other Arkinetic ring. Alright. So here we go. We have another blue ad again. As soon as he gets 2 stacks, there it is. I'm going to taunt off. Get some cleave damage. We can soak this up if we really needed to, but at this point, she's going to start going into the next phase at 10%. So we can keep her here. So the other guy did taunt that off. I'm going to go ahead and pick this guy up.
4, 3, 2, 1.
After this Arkinetic ring, we are actually going to have the other phase. There it is. Phase 2. So he picked up that one. He picked up the boss. I'm going to go ahead and pick up this ad. Run it on over. You don't want this ad to slap anyone in the face, really.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
So I do have the explosion. Again, we are going to have Arkinetic ring right here. So as soon as the other tank gets the explosion as well, I'm going to taunt off. There it is. We don't want him to stay in. Unfortunately, with the Arkinetic ring, it did kind of stack up, and I didn't have a place to run out. So we do have another blue ad. I got to run over there.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So I have the debuff now. There's a taunt off. Perfect.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So we were able to avoid all of that. I'm going to go ahead and taunt off now. He does have the debuff. Hopefully he picks up the pink ad. Somebody didn't soak up one of the meteors. That's what happened with the group right there.
I was trying to get the orbs.
And there's the explosion for me. Here's the beam. So not everybody swapped over to this guy, but let's see if we can get her. And here's my explosion. Let me run out.
3, 2, 1.
Alright. And we're going to go left.
3, 2, 1.
If we had the fast debuff, this would be going a lot smoother as well. So unfortunately, we do have a lot of people that are down, which isn't looking too good. So I am going to taunt off. This guy does have the explosion. We do have the fast ad out.
4,
Again, this fight is all about crazy DPS before these Arkinetic rings really hit. So my debuff just blew up. Everybody's dead at this point, unfortunately. So yeah, Elysan is a very difficult fight. I don't know if we'll be able to get it. It seems like we have a few hiccups. Not everybody's soaking up the orbs. Not everybody is doing the Arcanetic Ring correctly. Oh, we wiped it up, Max. We for sure wiped it up. Actually, let's try to get a... nope, not that. Little errors. Repair. Got it. We'll give it one more shot.
Alright, well, I gotta bounce. It's like 10:30.
Oh, no. I think a lot of people are leaving. We got another tank that left. Some DPS that left.
Try to regroup or whatever.
Raid leader is leaving. Alright, so everybody's leaving at this point. We lost, I want to say, 5 people right now. We got more hurts going out. So we'll try to find another group. If not, actually I can hop into a Mythic Plus. Let's do that. Let's do a Mythic Plus.
It's a really good round.
I know I've gotten some people to ask me to do a Mythic Plus, so let's try to find something that's at least a plus 10. Let's go repair and find that Mythic Plus. I do like Notharian's Lair, so let's see if we can do that. HOV plus 11? Alright, let's go to Notharian's Lair. Vipers, it's not too bad. You weren't here for last week, but last week was about 2.5 hours of wipes with 0 boss kills. It's not too bad. Getting a few wipes if you're progressing. I mean, I've been part of a progression guild where you might spend a whole night wiping. So again, you know, I'm used to it, and I'm perfectly okay with it as long as we make progress. So this is a Notharian's Lair plus 10 group. So let's start heading over to Notharian's Lair. Later, Max. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, I do like Notharian's Lair, and it does have a few tricks too. There's a few stuns you gotta get off at the right time. But for those of you who haven't done any Mythic Pluses, this week is a very easy week to do it, and I highly suggest you jump in there, get some Mythic Pluses done. Yeah, the two big ones that I don't like doing are Quarter Stars and Arcway, but all the other ones I don't mind. All this artifact power going to arms since I've been PvPing lately. Thank you for joining us, Tyler. Yes, the pelters are probably the worst part, but this week we don't have any affixes that really do anything with the pelters. You know, they don't enrage. There's no bolstering or anything like that. There's no teaming to add more mobs. The only mechanic that's gonna be affecting the pelters is sanguine, and that doesn't really even affect them. That affects them when they die. They drop a pool on the floor. So this week is really good for all those dungeons that have maybe some annoying ads, just like pelters. This is a +10. Vipers, I'm using X Pearl for my unit frames. So when I target things, this is all, or not X Pearl. X Pearl is dead. Z Pearl, and my action bars are dominoes. Let me get you a link real quick. I have a video where I went over all of my add-ons and what they do. So let's keep running over to Neltharians while I get that link for you. Here we go. Whoops. All right. That's for you. You can check that out, Vipers. That's all of my add-ons, what they do, where they are on my screen. So anything you see here, you can see that. We'll see if we even have this guy might, be an automatic disqualification. We do have drums in this group, Chase. Yeah, Vipers. Dominoes, let me show you what it looks like. So if you click dominoes, you see all these bars. You can just move them and scale them anywhere. So I have, 2 cast bars here, action bars. I have my other 3 here, and these guys I haven't rescaled them just because I don't have anything on them. They don't affect my current gameplay. Here's my cast bar down here, my extra action button. Anything with the encounter, like madness, corruption, whatever the encounter is, and then I have all my other stuff over here on the side. Thank you, Warblade, for stopping by. I've heard a lot about ElvUI. Definitely gonna have to check that out. So I know a lot of you guys were here for Nighthold, and some of you guys are dropping before we do this Mythic Plus. If you guys like this channel, if you guys want to help support me, you guys can go ahead and do your normal Amazon shopping through this link, or if you don't have Amazon Prime, you guys can sign up there, and it helps out the show. If not, donations are always appreciated through the live stream. There is a donation button with Super Chat. What's up, Pac-Man? We're doing a Mythic Plus 10 now. We did get through a lot of Heroic Nighthold, so now we're jumping into a Mythic Plus 10 actually, Neltharian's Lair. Okay, I'm gonna have to start looking at ElvUI. I was looking into it, but I didn't finish setting it up. I had already set up all my dominoes and stuff. So let's get some summons going. What's up, Declay? Welcome to the live stream. Alright, we do need one more person. Here we go. We got another mage just in case we need another lust, but we do have drums. I know what you mean, Pac-Man. I know what you mean. So thank you guys for joining me for Heroic Nighthold. We're jumping into this Mythic Plus now. I have gotten a few requests for this. If it's not something you guys want to see, I completely understand. But if not, this week is pretty good for pushing your Mythic Plus. We do need one more DPSer. The mage did have to leave. So let's get that last person going. Nobody. I think most people are wanting to jump into Maw and Court of Stars. I can't wait for 7.2 to change it up and give us more AP for the dungeons that most people don't want to do. Like HOV is going to give a ton of AP. I'm excited for that. Absolutely, Pac-Man. My artifact tree is completely filled out, so there's not much to keep going on, keep working on. But I'm only 45 traits in out of 54, so I'm not maxed out at all. But yeah, this is my artifact tree right now. I do need 9 more levels in Unbreakable Bulwark, but at this point I'm putting levels into my arms to do some PvP. I've been focusing a little bit more on that lately. Oh, sure. Oh, I see what you mean. Let me move that down a little bit. So that's the current artifact tree. And yeah, I've seen that. My arms right now is 33 points. Or 34. I'm trying to get my 35th. So once I max out my arms, my Fury I believe is also at 34 out of 35. So we should be pretty good. Let's get this last summon in. I don't know if nobody summoned him. I am gonna food up and flask because this dungeon hits very hard on your tanks. It's definitely one of those when you get like the Scorpids and stuff like that, those guys are gonna wreck your face. So we're waiting on this last guy. I don't know why he's not accepting our summons yet. I think he might be trying to do a world quest. No, he's just mid-flight, not wanting to jump in. He wants to see how vast the world is. Maybe he's rocking out with Aladdin. Declay and Pac-Man. I do have Skada. And absolutely, the DPS is going to come out right here on the right-hand side, right underneath Omen. That'll be your DPS meters. And Declay, the state of the game right now, I like most things in the game. There are a few things in the game. Oh no, I jumped into Heroic. I don't know why he has it set to Heroic. I like most things in the game. There's a few things in this game that I think could be a little bit different. And Pac-Man, I was running. The reason I run Skada over Recount, it lets me have multiple windows open. And I was running Recount, but then I needed to run one to watch damage taken and healing done at the same time. So Skada really helped out getting me those 2 windows. Yeah, that lock wasn't accepting the summon, so he got the boot. But yeah, Declay, right now the state of the game, the things that I'm not enjoying is legendaries. I mean, I got lucky and I got the best legendary for my class and spec, but I don't like the fact that it makes such a big difference, and everybody, you know, there's like what, maybe like 50 legendaries in the game. I think the word legendary and should be reserved for something really special. The fact that everybody just kind of gets them willy-nilly, and the fact that there's such a big disparity between them, kind of, I don't know, leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I'd rather they would just be like BOE or BOP random world epics. You know what I mean? Like, you might get really good gloves from killing any mob in the world. So go do your things. Go do the dailies. These are going to be really high item level. But I don't like the fact that they have all these added effects that can make or break a spec. So legendaries is one thing I don't agree with. And the artifact knowledge and power system. I like the fact that our weapons get a little bit better over time. I like the fact that we're slowly increasing and getting better. But locking it behind artifact knowledge, I think was maybe the wrong thing to do. It should have been maybe like I don't know if you remember back in the day they said that they were going to do something called Path of the Titans, which you were going to slowly level up. It was like a second, like a glyph system or like a talent tree system. I think I would have preferred that second row of talents. Like, hey, you cleared a mythic +5, you just unlocked this new talent. You cleared a mythic +7, you just unlocked this new one. And it would be dependent. You would level up according to what you've cleared. So the more you've cleared, the more chances you get at like different utility spells, things like that. But definitely, I'm not crazy, just because it also kind of kills alts for me, you know? You need to spend a lot of time on alts. But if it was just this new system, what you would do is like, hey, you know what? I can probably get geared up and do a mythic +5 on my alt just fine. So I'll be able to unlock this trait and that trait. And I think they should have gone that way. But legendaries and artifact power are my two biggest gripes about this expansion. But even then, they're not completely game breaking. They're not the end of the world. I do like to pull these crocodiles, especially if I don't have necrotic or bolstering. It's an extra free percentage that's very easy to do. Something else with these lurkers, don't save your stun till when they're about to burrow. And I missed it there. I did get one of them, I think. Or you can save your stun till after they burrow right now, and that's when you can get them. But you definitely want to get them out of that, just because they can be standing and stuff like that. And of course, you never want to pull this rock shard golem. You do always want to go this way. I don't know how many people still go the regular path, but you do skip a lot of the bigger boss mobs that give they kind of like waste your time. You do a lot more time efficient pulls if you just run this way and avoid this pull. Also, if you are like a healer, like a druid, you could dot up your tank and run down here beforehand to get this RP over with. Yeah, I mean the world quest isn't too bad. It's kind of like dailies, you know what I mean? It's not the most terrible thing, but the fact that there's, you know, once your rep was done, it was done. There wasn't much else to do. They could have done something else with it. Because once you got geared, and you did get from world quest, you did outgear world quest very fast. You know what I mean? So in Razor Shards, you do want to pop a cooldown. It's a huge dot on you, and it does hurt a lot. Also, try to do your best to pick up the skitters. They're not your top priority, but they should definitely be on your radar, you know what I mean? It's because those skitters can really mess up your healers. So since those skitters can really mess up your healer, and that's the last thing you want to happen, it's good to kind of stay on them. Alright, it's not too bad. We have really good DPS in here. Vipers, I appreciate that. And Vipers, I'll tell you what, you're the first person to donate, and I really, really appreciate it. Shout out to Vipers. That means a lot. So we are going to get this pull in too. What you want to do is be on the other side of this pelter so that he runs back into the group. So here we go. He ran that way, which is perfect. That pelter should not go to where the other guy is to do the alarm. It's just not necessary. And we can start getting some of these other pulls down already. So there's the avalanche. You can sidestep that. Something that you can do with these breakers is when you're tanking them, you can move side to side for sure. Let's just pull this guy. We can skip a few more ads because we're pulling this. These guys are not ideal, but also losing time because they're going to pat around is also not something you want to be doing too much of. So here we have one of the harder pulls because of these pelters. You do want to face them the other way so that they run this way. So keep aggro on them. Try to do as much DPS to them before they jump away as possible. And then when they do run away, definitely stack the breaker on top of one of them. As much cleave damage as you can get is completely ideal. So here's the other pelter. Also save your stun. I didn't use my stun on those pelters. Oh jeez. Alright, I'm gonna run this way and bring him back. Hopefully he runs to me. He is running to me. Perfect. You want to save your stun for this Vile Shard Hulk. So as soon as this Hulk is gonna cast his Shatter, that's exact. Oh jeez. This is for sure gonna be a wipe, unfortunately. So here we have another shard. I don't have my cooldown up for that. I don't have my stun up for that. But that's when you want to stun him. You want to stun that Hulk on that shard so that he doesn't get it up. Because that debuff will for sure kill you. So I'm going to go down here probably. Our healer is down, but the DPS will be able to continue. They can probably get one or two more pulls without me. Actually, our priest has the legendary cloak, I believe. She can come back to life. So something I like to do here is pull these guys, run all the way back, and this pelter will run to you. So you do want to try to keep some sort of aggro on them, and you can keep that like aggro or fake aggro by taunting them. They will eventually reset, but you can taunt them and then leap away, and that'll help out. So for sure I'm going to pull these guys when they come back around. I'll wait a little bit. Make sure this Hulk does not face your group. That's what you want to avoid. So right after that fracture, we're probably going to get the charge right now. I'll save my global cooldown, save my stun. Alright, it didn't happen. I'm assuming breaking it right after that shatter. Right after the fracture. So the shatter happens right after the fracture. Sanguine overflowing tyrannical is right. Yeah. Which is very easy this week. So if you are in the US, I do highly suggest running in here and getting your Mythic Plus for the week. So yeah, you don't... That breaker will cast that avalanche. You can be tanking this way if you want to. Just keep sidestepping him. But a lot of times they do move kind of erratically. So just be aware, as soon as they cast the avalanche, you don't have too much time to move, but you can definitely move. So in this pull, Geode goes first. Like that Geode can ruin your day if you don't kill him really fast. And right now I'm asking my healer if she needs mana. She's at 48%. If she needs mana, she can drink for a few ticks. Alright, she said it's fine. Alright, so this boss, it's really important that you keep track of which vial it's going to be. Alright, so let's keep track of this vial. Right here, right here, right here, right here, and it should be done moving. Here we go. So this is the right vial. Make sure you keep track of that. If you need a full screen, the default keybind for it is Alt and Z, but you can change it. And make sure you have your active mitigation for that Sunder, or else with Tyrannical, that Sunder will wreck you. And the idols are very much a priority. They do a lot of AoE damage. Also, as a caster or a healer, if you're not melee with Ularog, what you should be doing is not moving during this fight until the hands come out. Because if you're moving forward, backwards, diagonal, whatever, when these hands come out, they can actually catch you off guard. So for sure what you want to do is stand still until those hands come out on you. Alright, this guy's done. And now we actually do probably need to pull this ad, but we can skip it. Still not. We should probably... We'll skip it and do some crocodiles. Crocodiles are a lot easier to do. So that's one strategy you can do, just because the last pull, the previous pull that we actually skipped, is a lot of pelters. This is going to be many, many times easier. And especially if you have like a good range, like a fire mage, something, even the warlock. The demon hunter ran in there and did the pulls for us, but this warlock could have done it also, just running in there and getting them. It's very important to maintain a very good pace, especially when you're doing something like a Mythic plus 10. So there I got a stun off on everyone, which is good. It's going to get the lurker out of his cast. And I got the the stun off on the little grub there. And those guys, you don't want them to transform. They're your #1 priority as soon as they come out. Again, the Geode here is the #1 priority. That's a lot of damage. They're very squishy, but they do a ton of damage. I'm sorry, chat. I don't have time to look too much since it is timed. So I had to get that stun off on that grub right before it transformed. So this is Sanguine right here. You see that debuff on the ground? That's Sanguine, and that heals them and deals damage to you. Our healer's fine on mana. 70% is more than enough. So with this boss, if you're melee heavy, it's going to be difficult for you. But you definitely want to try to move out. And what this boss actually does have is a bigger hitbox than you would expect. So you can actually back up and, you know, hit the boss from back here, even though you're not right up against them. So with this boss, you can kind of move around and be in different spots and still be actively tanking the boss. So again, here I'm not standing in any poison. I mean, I'm close, but I'm still, you know, have active aggro on the tank. I mean, on the boss. And the spike tongue is happening soon, so what I do is I start rotating around and getting ready for it. So here we go. I'll run away. There is a puddle of venom for me there, but I might not have to use it just because I do have these shoulders, so I can run away multiple times. And now I run to him, make sure I'm actively tanking. You don't want one of your DPS to just get slapped by him. They can get one shot. And that's it. This boss is going down. We can let those devouts kind of stay up. He won't have time to devour them. Up next is probably the harder part with the scorpions. So if the scorpions are also, you know, completely obliterating you when you're running this, you have to stun them as they're casting Frenzy. It's non-interruptible, but you can interrupt it. Well, technically you can interrupt it by casting a stun. So even though these guys are going to summon like a giant, you know, volcano dude, I'm definitely not going to stun it because I want my stun for the scorpions. Also, we have really good DPS. So we should have enough to do the enemy forces. So these guys give almost 5%. We should have enough. That'll be like 15% plus the other adds. So you see that frenzy? Stun it. Stun it right away. Stops it from casting that. Now I don't have my stun up, so hopefully somebody else gets it. If not, we can always get another cooldown in here. So I did pop another cooldown. I actually popped 2 cooldowns. He didn't get to pop Frenzy, but it was still a lot of damage. And this is going to be, I want to say, a perfect 100%. Oh, no, we have one extra mob. Because the Scorpions are 4.55%, which would take us to 100% perfectly. And the Trapper is going to be extra. Not too bad. We killed one ad that we didn't need to. Which was one of the crocodiles I probably pulled in the beginning or something. But that's how you can get as close to 100% as possible, you know, like for a quick run. With this boss, you don't want to move him too much. So this boss, tank him where he is. So I'm going to let the healer mana up. We have 2 minutes to kill this boss. We have the healer, as soon as the healer passes 60%, I'm going to pull the boss. We might 3 chest. There it is. So with this guy, save your active mitigation for Magma Wave. Molten Crash, that's what I meant. So there's Molten Crash. Make sure you have your active mitigation up. You can save your charges for that point specifically. That's normally what I do. If I had enough haste to spare, for sure I would be throwing it up all the time. But I don't. I'm only at like 22 with buff food. So this is going to be a 3 chest of a plus 10. This is a very good run. We have very good DPSers in here. One other thing I like to do, since I do have charge, I normally jump before I get knocked back. It lets me for sure charge back in, or else you might need to do 1 or 2 like back steps, like a little back pedal. And let's run away. Not worth it to stay out there. I know we have really good DPS. We could have probably gotten through it, but we have 40 seconds. It's going to be the same prize. There we go. Plus 3, Mythic 10. Honestly, this DPS was very, very good. Very solid. So for you guys that want to see Mythic Pluses, there's the first one live on stream for you guys. And also, just like yesterday's episode where I gave you guys a little sneak peek at another Mythic and how to pull it, I'm going to be doing a lot more of those. So we kind of covered Neltharion's Lair today. It's for you guys that are on the stream, but I'll be doing a more complete video for that. And actually, we might have even gotten... Oh, it's this ring. Haste Mastery with a socket. Wow. And these pants are Haste Mastery too. Alright. Oh, you guys wanted to know the previous song? Tyler, I don't play CSGO. I do have it, and I have played it. I used to play a lot of Counter-Strike back in the day. So I used to play Counter-Strike in 1.5 when it was still Sierra that owned it, and Counter-Strike when Steam bought it. I didn't play it too much. So I kind of quit maybe like a year after Steam bought CSGO. Or Counter-Strike, but I haven't played too much CSGO. Nightbane run. I haven't done a Nightbane run. Vipers, thank you for the donation. Very, very sincere thank you. It's gonna help keep the channel going. Like honestly, anything you guys ever do, like if you guys do the Amazon shopping, I'm gonna put a donate link up later today in any future episodes. It really is gonna go straight to the channel. It's gonna help keep this going. The add-on that tracks the timers, I believe, is Mythic Keystone. Oh no, it's called Keystone Helper. Yeah, Keystone Helper. Also, let me see. Let me get you a little bit more exact, because I do have a video that I did with all my add-ons, and that one is definitely covered there. Yeah, somebody was talking about the song. Max was talking about the song. So, Bulls, you can look at this video, and I do have every single add-on there, and the Mythic Plus one is discussed there too. Because Keystone Helper, I think, keeps track of time, and then there's another one that helps with affixes. So you guys can absolutely look at that. For the ring, Tyler, or for the pants? They're pretty damn good. Max 393. You are for sure beating me on this guy. I'm only 112. But thank you guys for coming. We did a lot of Heroic Nighthold. We 3-chested a Mythic plus 10. I'm going to end the stream here. So again, thank you guys. Thank you for the donations. If you guys want to help support the show in any way, you guys for sure can. In every video I have like an Amazon link, anything like that. It really helps the show. So, or helps the channel, not really a show. So thank you guys for stopping by. Yeah, that ring, this is a very, very good ring with the socket. Thank you guys for stopping by. Pac-Man, I stream every Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I know you hopped in a little bit late, but same time every week. So Wednesdays at what would be 3.5 hours ago is when I start. So it's been a 3.5 hour stream. So thank you guys for joining again. Every Wednesday, 11:30. If not, I try to put out daily content throughout the week. So thank you guys for stopping by. And as always, good luck out there.